Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Travel Show with Mrs. Berg. When you see maple syrup, Justin Bieber, or Niagara Falls, what do you think of? Yes, that's right. I'm going to take you to Canada. Canada is the second largest country in the world after Russia, with a population of approximately 37 million people. Wow, that's a lot of people. Canada is a home of incredible wildlife, beautiful nature, and amazing cities, such as Montreal, Toronto, and Ottawa, which is the capital city. Native animals are beaver, moose, polar bear, Atlantic puffin, and lynx. Quick fact: since the country is so big that covers almost 10 million square kilometers, they have 6 different time zones, everyone. And Canada can be very cold, around minus 40 degrees Celsius, but the lowest record was minus 60 degrees Celsius. Man, that is freezing! Canada has 2 official languages, English and French. You may wonder how it happened. Let me explain. The very first people that arrived in this amazing place were actually the Viking. Approximately 1000 after death, Leif Erikson, the Viking explorer, reached the land which is now called Newfoundland. He tried to establish a settlement, but it didn't last long. Fast forward to the 16th century, French and British settlers arrived. Land dispute between farmers and fur traders led to 4 wars between 1689 and 1763. The final war, which was called the French and Indian War, left the British in control of Canada, but French influence continued and remains strong even today. Quick fact: the first European to settle Canada were the French, but the country fell under British rule following the 7 Years' War, 1756 to 1763, and remained a British colonial until 1931. Thank you, National Geographic, for this brief history of Canada. But hold on, 2 official languages doesn't mean that everyone is bilingual. In fact, about 60% of the population speaks English as mother tongue, and about 20% speaks French as mother tongue. The rest are bilingual or speak other languages such as Punjabi, Italian, Spanish, and Cantonese. The largest French-speaking population can be found in Ontario, and the provinces that French-speaking population resides are Alberta, Manitoba, and New Brunswick. Wait, what about Quebec? Well, they speak both. Around 85% of French-speaking population lives in Quebec. Of course, don't forget about the native languages that mark up to about 0.6%. Quick fact: Aboriginal people, Indigenous people, or Native Canadians lived in Canada for thousands of years before European settlers arrived, though they are only a small percentage of Canadians today. Who are Indigenous peoples in Canada? According to the Canadian Encyclopedia, there are 3 categories of Indigenous peoples in Canada: Inuit, Métis, and First Nations. The Inuit mainly reside in the northern regions of Canada, their homeland known as Inuit Nunangat. Second, Métis peoples are of mixed European and Indigenous ancestry and lived mostly in the Prairie provinces and Ontario, but also in other parts of the country. Métis is a native word which means mixed. Interesting, right? Third, First Nations. They were the original inhabitants of the land that is now Canada, often occupying territories south of the Arctic. As you can see a diversity of the country, a major challenge in modern Canada is creating an effective multicultural society where citizens of all races and backgrounds can get along. Canada is such a beautiful, diverse, and full of friendly people. Still, it's such an underrated tourist destination. There are so many interesting activities and adventures that you can do in Canada. For example, see the Northern Lights. Why not? Look at those bright lights dancing and reflecting between clouds and stars. So beautiful. Niagara Falls, one of North America's most famous geological features, which located at the border between the United States and Canada. Yes, the Niagara Falls can be seen from both countries, but the Canadian view is king. Guys, look at those views. People keep creating funny memes about Canada, but I just want to say, hey, Canada is amazing. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity or background is, Canada welcomes you. Either you are adventurous junkie or big cities lover, you will find everything here and will have memory of a lifetime. The last quick fact of this episode: Canada exports so many talented actors, actresses to swingers. Celine Dion, Drake, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, Avril Lavigne, Ryan Gosling, Rachel McAdams, Seth Rogen, Jim Carrey, and the list goes on. Yes, Canada, you go girl. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. This is the Travel Show with Mrs. Berg. Bye!